What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Wrestling Junkies podcast. I'm Mr. Cincinnati. As always, I'm joined by the podcast dad himself, Choops. How we doing, man?
It is thundering outside, but man, the thunder was on the mic last night. He like that. That was pretty good, wasn't it?
I like that. I like that. Look at you with the transitions there. I'm impressed. I liked it.
But no, let's get to your plugs. No, I'm good, Mr. Cincinnati. I was kind of being a little bit of a dick before we got on. I noticed your hat. I wanted to wear my own hat. I shouldn't have done that.
I don't really care. You've made it clear that you're going to torment me until football season actually begins.
And I apologize. So I'm going to
like
just
Saquon
continue.
All that much right now, so you should shut the fuck up. But anyway.
That's fine.
Depends on who you ask. Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining us. Make sure to give us a follow on X and TikTok at Junkies Pod. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Junkies Pod. But most importantly, do us a favor. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are on the road to 500 subscribers. We need your help to get there. Podcast Dad, tell our friends what they should do.
One person. I know, and at least our neck in the woods, it's storming, so I don't think I'll be getting my DoorDash tonight. But I will tell people that I see anytime. Have you checked out the Junkies podcast? And if they haven't, I pull up the little favorites there on YouTube and show them, hey, please subscribe, support us. We are a small business. I know it's not technically a small business, but we are a small business. Please support small businesses, just like us and the Main Event Network. Please go follow them and Gorilla Press Apparel because they are also a small business. Help support us. We want to be a big business soon, but we need your guys' help.
Yes. Real quick, Bedlam at the Brew House Coast Empire Wrestling Show is in the books. That should be dropping onto YouTube next week. Give them a follow on X at CEW Savannah. Action Wrestling 7-year anniversary show is also in the books. That's streaming on IWTV right now. I'm trying like hell to get
man.
I am trying like hell to get Action CEO Matt Griffin to come back on the show to talk about the events of that 7-year anniversary show. It definitely seems like it was a different tone and tenor than when we were there last year. So, there's a lot of discussion to be had. But tomorrow, Progress Wrestling preview special, Super Strong Style 16 coming up this Saturday and Sunday, May 4th. We are going to be breaking down the entire bracket as well as the men's and women's heavyweight championship matches here. There's going to be a lot to enjoy about it. Tomorrow night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. This is dream match territory here. Winner of this tournament gets a shot at the men's world heavyweight championship. So, like I said, there's a lot to break down. Yeah, with our friends at Progress.
A lot at stake. And if you watched the last show, which you should, Progress showed out WrestleMania weekend. Yep. So continue to support them and we got another fun show coming up, so keep an eye out. Also, keep an eye out for Coastal Empire Wrestling. They have a big show here coming out soon, hopefully on YouTube. But I do know a couple of the events that happened, and
There's a lot to discuss. You do not want to miss out on that. We'll be covering it all on Coastal Empire Wrestling after the Empire coming up. I would say probably in the next week or so. I think that we'll be getting that done to break down this show. There again, podcast said there's going to be a lot to talk about there. But Monday Night Raw is in the books, man. A very promo heavy show last night. Not mad at it one bit. But we're starting to get some direction for the future of Monday Night Raw.
Yeah. Yes, Kyle, we will see you Friday. We were just talking about that pre-show. Where would you like to start? Because I have at least one area where I think I was most impressed, and now I'm super invested, but I'm interested to see what your biggest takeaway was from Raw.
So this is a super far out prediction here, but I think that we have kickstarted Sami Zayn's world title WrestleMania run. I think that this program last night is what's going to start it. Sami Zayn, the moral compass of WWE. Of course, Seth Rollins is now in this mode where he needs to insulate himself with, with people around him. He's got Paul Heyman, Bron Breakker. We're seeing some of those, some of the egotistical things of Roman Reigns that Seth Rollins now wants to implement here, and Sami Zayn just calling him jealous. I mean, that's probably the worst thing that you could say to Seth Rollins in that moment is to say that he is jealous of somebody else, because Seth Rollins holds himself out as the best wrestler on that roster, regardless of whether he's holding a championship or not. And I said this in a TikTok last night. He's got, we've always seen kind of the very maniacal cult leader kind of thought processes of Seth Rollins over the last decade plus, but now he's got the political machinations of Paul Heyman in his corner as well.
Scary.
Extremely. I mean, we look at what happened last night. I'm going to give you an out, okay? If you're not going to buy in, I don't want you to sell out. I want you to cash out. I will get you an opportunity to go to SmackDown. Yes.
That was a great line, by the way. That was a great line.
Perfect.
I love that line. I absolutely love that line. Yeah. It was awesome.
Yes. I just realized you're wearing both hats still.
Yes. 2-time. Yeah, I'm just like, Becky 2 belts.
Okay. We'll come back to that. And Fernando is in the chats. What's up, my friend? Good to see you. Welcome back. Happy Tuesday.
It was a good segment. Both of them, 3 of them, I guess. It was very good. As a child runs past, apologize, but it was a very good segment. I enjoyed it. We're seeing some character development with Braun as well as kind of that silent killer, which I think is good for him. Not that he's bad on the mic, but man, being associated with Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman is like, so you're going to be a big deal. And I enjoy that. I like Rollins dropping all the names last night. Roman Reigns, Punk, Cena, Rhodes. Like it goes through me now. I'm interested to see how this group develops. I don't think it's going to stay with just Seth and Braun, but I'm interested to see who they add to it, because I feel like there are some ideas, but I feel like maybe they're going to hit us with a curveball.
Yeah, and it's interesting, and we there's been a lot of speculation, discourse because of the dynamic we've seen between Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross. He has been the devil on the shoulder, and we've seen that take time to actually come to fruition. Drew McIntyre, New Day, for example. Sami Zayn getting the no here. This moment, I think, is going to break Sami Zayn. I think that, try as he might, he wants to continue to be the underdog. He wants to fight for what's right here. He's going to find that this is going to be too much to overcome, because again, when Seth Rollins is in that visionary, I am the future, it is all about me mode, and then he's got the muscle to back him up, and then again, we've got the wise man on his side here. That's a scary combination. We have seen Seth Rollins in this, I got to do what's right for me and be selfish kind of moments here. We've seen that when he turned on the Shield. We saw that, during the run with Buddy Murphy, as far as being the visionary. This is a much older, wiser, more calculating Seth Rollins, who feels disrespected and feels disgruntled because he is not at the center of everything. He sacrificed his world title to basically save the day and help Cody Rhodes save the day to dethrone Roman Reigns, a monster that he created. And now he's just like, you know what, motherfucker, I'm tired. It's all about me. Fuck everybody else. I absolutely love this.
Yeah. I can't say it any better. It's a good story. It's going to be good. I saw an interesting, and no pun intended, adding an interesting theory, adding Austin Theory to this group to be that Randy Orton, which would be, you want to talk about another, jetpack and an opportunity for Austin Theory. That would be, who was already in, he wasn't in Seth's group, was he? As the visionary? I know AOP was.
Yeah, AOP and
I think Buddy Murphy. Was. I think Austin Theory was associated with Seth for a minute.
Okay.
COVID era. Sorry, guys. A lot happened during the COVID era. I want to say Austin Theory was associated at one point. Maybe not. I don't know. something
Fact checker coming in quick and says that Theory was briefly involved.
Yes, I for whatever reason that sticks out in my brain. Like I knew he was part of it for just a minute, and then I think got sent back down to NXT. But like that would be an interesting story to tell. Another name that I saw thrown out there that I don't think will happen because they just came up on the main roster was Nathan Frazier, which the ties are there, but I think
they're there.
I don't think it happened.
Yeah, I mean that's like he is green. I think that might Randy. Be too big. He was, but at the same time, as great as Nathan Frazier is, we haven't had the chance to have the conversation about what does his ceiling look like now that he's on the main roster. Because yes, he had the singles, had some singles success in NXT, especially in NXT UK, but then also the tag team with Fraxium forever, and we're starting to see that we saw that friction and kind of the growing pains of being a tag team. You split those guys up, they're going to be lost to the shovel. You keep them together, tag champs before the year is out, and I think that's kind of where the cost benefit analysis. I think to having a Nathan Frazier in that group.
So you're saying. Go back to your main point, was this is the start of the Sami Zayn run to the world title.
Yes.
As a face or a heel?
Still as a face. I think Sami still joins eventually. I think that there's some loose affiliation here because anytime that you get Sami Zayn to be a part of one of your major saga stories within WWE, everybody wins because, again, remember Bloodline, he was only supposed to be in the group for maybe 3 weeks, and
they saved the Bloodline.
Yes. So to have him involved in the very beginning with a brand new story involving Paul Heyman, who he has worked closely with Seth Rollins, who he has a decades plus friendship in which their kids play together. There's a lot more emotion because of the behind the scenes and what we know about them. It's hard to say what would have been next for Kevin Owens as far as the rest of 2025 going into 2026 and whether there would be more interaction with Sami Zayn. But if there was ever a replacement for Kevin Owens, it's Seth Rollins, I feel like, in this case here, because he's another one of those guys that just is otherworldly when it comes to his talent for ring psychology, mic psychology, everything that Kevin Owens also excels at. So does Seth Rollins. So to have these guys playing off of each other and, using this as an opportunity to spotlight Bron Breakker, who again looked incredible last night.
Really tan.
This is a way that you get a world title program out of Sami Zayn. He's got to be beaten down and broken so badly by this group that he almost goes Daniel Bryan, brainwashed and joining what would be the Wyatt family at the time, and then kind of snapping out of that as Seth Rollins' delusions of grandeur once he regains that world title from Jey Uso will suddenly get crazier and crazier and crazier.
So, do you think they're done with Punk and Roman for now? Like, is that just? Oh,
all right.
I'm not gonna respond.
You know what?
We're gonna see him at Scenic City. I'm not gonna respond to him because he
I'm gonna say this. I'm actually gonna give Tim Bosby a compliment here. I actually like the new action title. Matt's gonna kill me for saying that, but as somebody that grew up on the Spinner Championship,
no, that championship sucks. The Spinner sucks. Sorry, I hate the Spinner belt. The U.S. Spinner belt, that was a thing. The WWE title, actually, Spinner belt, nah. This one's fine, but
I like the action one. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Right. It's Bosby's world. We're just living in it right now. So, Bosby, hopefully you still have that title when we are at SCI. I'd like to say hi.
Hi, Tim. Thank you for joining us tonight. That's what I'll say.
That's it. I just said hopefully. I didn't say you. Well, he won't. I just said hopefully.
I know. I'm
not mad at me. Don't you backshot me.
I'm not mad at anybody. It's hey, come on now. It's Tuesday night. Let's just let's enjoy ourselves.
It's a great night for a backshot. So the thing that impressed me last night on Monday Night Raw was a program that I was not as interested in last week because I think everybody saw it coming, but Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch killed that segment. Lyra got a moment to shine on the mic, and she did great. And this feud seems like a major blood feud and a chance for, please forgive me, because this is not intentional, but a chance for Lyra to spread her wings out and make something of herself, like on the main roster, because she's been, yes, she's been the IC champion. That's great. She's been a little bit lost in the shuffle. You don't really think of Lyra as much as I think you should. She lost the Queen of the Ring. Yes, that was, again, a good spot for her, but she lost. She won the IC title, and nothing has really happened since. But now we have a real big feud that we can sink our teeth into with Becky Lynch, who I will have everybody remember put over Tiffany Stratton like $1 million and made Tiffany Stratton. It didn't fully make Tiffany Stratton what she is, but really helped that image of a champion that Tiffany could be. And I think this is gonna be great for Lyra. It'll be great for Becky. Like I'm very excited for this feud.
This is great for the Women's Intercontinental Championship because now that Becky Lynch has decided that she wants to get her hands on Lyra Valkyria, that title is now on a PLE for the first time ever. Still remains to be seen what happens with Zelina Vega's run, but Chelsea Green's stepping away for a while. She needs somebody else that will step up to give us a compelling program over there too. But I want to go back to last night, the Becky Lynch promo, because I mean we noticed a lot of this as far as crowd reactions to not just her, but with Seth Rollins and Heyman, Breakker, everybody. There too. That again, Becky knows what she's doing on a mic. It took them a while to get on board with booing her, but she eventually gets them there. Know who done it? I attack Bayley. That's it. End of story. Moving on. And the passion and just the sheer God damn it, it was magnificent. It just really was. That's up there as a top three Becky Lynch promo. And that's the energy that we need. That's the opponent that Lyra Valkyria needs to cement not just herself on this roster, but the championship as well. It was great that she's the first champion. You could make arguments for her and Dakota Kai as well as far as who should have won it first. But she was given that opportunity. She's going to run with it. She and Becky are going to make magic together. This is only going to benefit the title. Having Becky Lynch run that Intercontinental Championship division is going to help a lot of people step up and get that Becky Lynch rub. I know that there's likely going to be a return feud between Becky and Bayley once Bayley returns from this time off here. Bayley and Lyra could also spin off into something as well, depending on how things go here. But this does have the opportunity to benefit a lot of people, even if the initial creative for that 48-hour period of SummerSlam led us to believe the contrary.
No, I'm good with everything. Like I said, I love the segment. It was really, really good. The IC title needs to mean something to continue to establish it, and it just hasn't. Like the women's US title has been better, and that's fine. But yeah, it remains to be seen. Like if we still get the 5-match card for Backlash, because we're already up to 3, I think.
Yes.
So, are they going to expand a little bit? I don't know. Are we going to get some bigger matches on Raw and SmackDown? I would assume so. But I mean, so far you have we have Cena and Orton, we have Lyra and Becky, and then we have. There's
Pat
one more.
and Gunther.
That's at Backlash?
Yep.
Is it really?
It is.
Wow.
That was confirmed damn near after the segment was done.
Wow. Okay. Don't know if I love that for Gunther, but we can talk about it. Let's get into it. Pat cut a hell of a promo.
That was fucking awesome.
Liked his promo. Man, I hope Gunther comes out and destroys him.
Probably will, yeah.
I want just a straight squash. You can't look. I love McAfee. I know he's been in the ring. I know he's been at Mania. He's had some big time matches. He's been in War Games for fuck's sake. But
yeah.
The ring general should destroy the ring announcer, in my opinion. Absolutely destroy him, and then go beat the shit out of Michael Cole. If we're gonna make this man this major monster, let's do it. Like, you can't have him. Like, our issue with his title run was he kind of looked a little weak at times.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Can't look weak, in my opinion, against Pat McAfee. And I love Pat McAfee. I do.
Yeah.
I just think that'd be a bad look for Gunther if he looks at all in danger against McAfee.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, we've already kind of gotten a preview of that. We see how like it didn't necessarily devolve into a fist fight where McAfee really got any sort of additional comeuppance or offense. And just choke them out. So I would I agree with you. I think that's probably the best way to go here. Reestablish Gunther as a dominant specimen. Who he feuds with after this, I think is worth a conversation once we, kind of let the story breathe. But this is a good start.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd say move him to SmackDown. My humble opinion. He's been on Raw doing the IC title thing. He's been on Raw doing the world title thing. Move him to SmackDown. Give him some fresh blood. I don't know if I don't hate it at the time, but I need Gunther to look strong as hell. In my
And I think the thing is with this take, Fernando, we're kind of in this era where it's all about clicks and social media attention and what is going to go viral. Pat McAfee, whether we like it or not, has the ability to do that very, very quickly. I mean, nationally, live talk show 5 fucking days a week. He's on College Game Day. Like he is, he has transcended. Yes, he's transcended sports broadcasting. Like he is an attraction in and of himself as well. But because he is not in the ring all the time, there is a benefit that when you do get a match out of Pat McAfee, this is an easy win for Gunther, and this is going to get everybody talking about this show, which is what they want. It's a win-win situation for them. I know you say Cody versus Gunther here. I saw that once in November. I don't want to see it again because that is what kind of set us on this on this path of this Gunther world title reign. Really, it hasn't been as good as we hoped that it would be. I mean, even that pinfall loss, I know that you have different thoughts on it. Even that, I just think that they should have stayed away from each other. But that's a Saudi decision. So, it is what it is. But both of these guys are coming off of massive, massive losses at WrestleMania. The last thing that I'm doing is putting them one-on-one for their first program out of those losses.
No, not at the moment. I don't need to see Cody until SummerSlam, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
I don't. Cody can go away for a while, and I think he'll be fine. NXT had a big presence on Raw last night as well.
It did, yes. Julia, Stephanie Vaquer. I think that Roxanne and Julia are staying on the main roster. I have no idea
because the direction at last week's NXT was Julia was looking at Stephanie's title. So I'm not sure. I don't know, and it's cool because I think they're getting her that exposure, and I think that's going to work well for Julia because. We talk about it all the time. We were there. The reaction wasn't great.
Nope.
I think getting her more exposed to the main roster and to that crowd is only going to benefit her. And her being with Roxanne is good. And her feuding with Io and Rhea right away to show, hey, she's a big deal is smart on WWE's part.
And she got a proper heel reaction as part of that kind of schmoz during that segment, which is what they wanted, which was better than what we heard in Indianapolis, which was no reaction.
None. Out of the 4 NXT women that were in the Rumble, she got the quietest.
Yeah,
and it was disappointing. Yeah,
but I mean, I think they're going to right the ship here. I'm excited to kind of see where this goes. If Julia and Roxanne are firmly on the Raw roster, I mean, that division is stacked right now, and there's going to be a lot of fresh faces for Io to get in the ring with. We're still waiting to see what happens with Bianca when she comes back. Rhea certainly needs something fresh to do away from the title picture as well. Roxanne and Julia as a team, those women's tag team championships, it seems like those probably are going to eventually be coming off of Liv and Raquel sooner than later, it sounds like.
With the Liv stuff,
because of what we're kind of hearing here as far as this big opportunity for Liv Morgan that's going to turn a lot of heads, and it sounds like we might be hearing more about that next week.
Yeah, and then I think another one with the Hollywood aspect is Drew. I think he got a big part. So yeah, we need some of these NXT stars to step up. We need some of the AEW guys that have come in. Penta, who had a good segment last night. I love his walk, by the way. The little crip walk that he does. I love that. Like Ray Phoenix. So it seems like, and this is the first time that they've established that they're brothers, I think, on WWE programming. I think
they have a couple of they've said it on commentary a couple of times.
But like this is, really, really playing into it. So we'll see if that leads to anything.
Yeah, and Rhea versus Roxanne, 2025. That was a super fun match last night. I don't think that it'll be the last we see of them. So this is just kind of an opening salvo of what's to come for the rest of 2025 here. But I'd say the women's division is in really, really good hands.
It's in great hands. Anything else you can think
of? Jey Uso, Logan Paul, World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah. Yeet. Move on. Just do it. I understand why they're doing it.
Yeah.
I get it.
It's along the same lines of the McAfee match. I mean,
it's going to get views.
Logan Paul.
It's fine.
Yeah. This is your social media World Heavyweight title match. Jey Uso versus Gunther. That was the wrestling match. The ring is sacred. But this is all about views and clicks and engagement.
My question for you.
Okay.
Will this be on Backlash?
I think so.
I'm going to say no. Okay. I think this is a big time Netflix. Hey, Logan Paul is going to be wrestling for the world title. You go subscribe. That's what I think.
I'd like to point. Why is it that I don't know about which tier of Netflix that you're paying for? I think I'm paying for the premium one, but why am I still getting? Yeah, why am I, there's still ads during the stuff that I'm paying for to be commercial free? That's just me bitching. That's all.
That's on you. I would recognize that right away and drop a tier. Because I pay for the lowest tier. I get commercials, whatever. I don't care. I got mouths to feed, dog. Ivar, you madman. That's it. Ivar, you mad.
Right.
Don't save that. Save that for Mania, dude. Don't do that on a random Raw. Like, Jesus. That was insane. Don't do that. God. That was crazy.
You know what? I'm okay.
I'm
okay with that. It's
he's gonna have a hell of a bruise. I hope he tweets it out. He's gonna have a hell of a bruise.
I know. But who are we to tell people to do with their jobs?
I'm not. But man, that looked like it freaking hurt.
Yeah. I think if there's anything
NXT
else.
Let's
do it. Let's do it. Do you have it pulled up?
I do. Hank and Tank defend their newly won NXT Tag Champions.
Love it.
Championships.
Thank you.
Against Briggs and I don't know how to say his name. But Briggs and his Noah tag team partner. Inamura. Is that his name?
Mm-hmm.
Inamura?
Yeah.
So a fun little match there. Ricky Saints defends the North American Championship against Lexus King for some reason.
Where my intellectuals at?
Not winning this match.
Oh, not. Right.
Okay. I mean, probably. Ain't no way.
Stranger things have happened. Stranger things have happened.
There's no. I will bet my house.
No. What? Why the fuck would
my house? That's not gonna happen.
No, of course it's not gonna happen. No, I'm not taking that fucking.
Don't say crazier things have happened. Quiet down.
Crazier things have happened.
Tony D'Angelo will address Stacks.
Won by 50 last night. Huh?
The sweep, yeah. So that's gonna happen. I think he killed. It doesn't say if it's face to face.
Okay, yeah, I think Luca was. Yeah,
I definitely think he whacked him.
Yeah, much like who was that one guy? Troy Donovan.
Yeah.
Now Cole Carter in AEW.
Will Joe Hendry accept Shawn Michaels' open invitation because Trick was at Rebellion?
He was, yes.
A nice little crossover.
Yep.
And Io Sky is advertised to show up, and it looks like she is there, as they tweeted out 2 hours ago. Io walking into NXT. So, don't encourage it. Don't encourage this. This is disgusting. I'm already done with this segment.
Okay. Anything else that we should talk about in the world of wrestling right now, my guy?
I don't think so. We're kind of in that. I don't want to call it a lull, but kind of in that come down from WrestleMania. So, just back to really fun wrestling right now.
Yeah, and shout out to Stu World Order. Make sure to give him a follow on YouTube, X, all your social media platforms. It's awfully late over there in the UK, so appreciate you staying up with us. Luca, there's a lot of upside to like about him. I thought that this was a perfect fit to have him in the family because of the law background. It'll be interesting to, that's what's so important, I think, about this D'Angelo family split is it's now time to see the character range that we have of everybody that has been involved in this, because we've talked about whether this is a campy kind of portrayal of the Mafia Don gimmick, and especially compared to what we see on the main roster with the Bloodline, there's going to have to be some range and some real character development here for this next chapter of the conflict.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree.
No idea on the draft yet. I don't think it's been has not been announced yet, but I imagine we'll hear something sooner than later. I'm sure
when they have a lull between pay-per-views, because Backlash is in 2 weeks, right?
Next week.
Oh fuck. So I'm sure when
next weekend.
I'm sure when there's a lull, we'll hear something. As far as like Saturday night's main event, or maybe they tie that in somehow with the draft. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. But I think that's going to do it for us tonight. Thank you guys so much for joining us. If you're new to the Wrestling Junkies podcast, do us a favor, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are on the road to 500 subscribers. We need your help to get there. Right now, we are at 459. There's 32 people watching right now. If everybody hopped on and went over to hit subscribe real quick, we're that much closer to our goal and have a little bit to go. But also make sure you're supporting our friends at the Main Event Wrestling Network at mainevent_net on all social media platforms, and our friends at GorillaPressApparel.BigCartel.com. Promo code WJP2024 gets you 25% off site wide. Excuse me. We will be back tomorrow with our Progress preview special, Super Strong Style 16, breaking down the entire bracket as well as the men's and women's world championship matches. There's going to be a lot to talk about here. Shout out to Progress once again for this exciting collaboration. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Podcast Dad, any final words for our audience?
Yeet. It's going exactly how I told you guys it would go. Mid-card
Podcast Dad. I'm Mr. Cincinnati. It's been the Wrestling Junkies podcast. We'll be back tomorrow. Until then, enjoy the graps.